I've been waiting my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host Sonny Hostin has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury?
Sonny Hostin thought she was the queen of scandal on The View, dishing out fiery takes and moral judgments to a captive audience. But it turns out her husband just handed her a drama so wild, so audacious, it makes everything else look like a Sunday school picnic. Imagine riding high on moral superiority, then suddenly your husband, an orthopedic surgeon, gets ensnared in a federal lawsuit alleging not just simple fraud, but a monstrous, sweeping $450 million racketeering case. This isn't just hot water. It's a boiling ocean of debt and legal battles, and it's about to make Sonny's carefully curated public image crumble.
You're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. Let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times has she had to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show? And then she also, on Trump's win, calling the loss because of uneducated white women that Trump won.
We have to know that. This is accused.
All accused. Yeah, all accused, but he's in the RICO. This is a big RICO case that her husband's in there.
But the real story isn't just a legal skirmish. It's a financial earthquake rocking New York's medical world. Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, Sonny's husband, is not alone in this. He's named among nearly 200 defendants in one of the largest RICO cases ever filed in New York State. We're talking bigger than some historical mafia takedowns. The lawsuit, brought by American Transit Insurance, claims Dr. Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical services and performed unnecessary surgeries in exchange for kickbacks. Think about it. A doctor, sworn to heal, allegedly performing surgeries that patients didn't even need, just to line his pockets. Knee surgeries, shoulder surgeries, anything that was shiny and profitable, all while insurance companies were footing the bill for procedures that may or may not have even happened. It's a classic case of, oh, you thought I was fixing your knee? No, sweetheart. I was fixing my bank account. The target? Primarily insurers of taxi, Uber, and Lyft drivers. This alleged scheme wasn't just about greed. It was about exploiting a system designed to protect those who need care most.
Orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sonny Hostin is accused in December. Lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow. Hostin's attorney Daniel Twites denies the allegations, calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits. The case involves claims that Hostin performs unnecessary surgeries on patients after minor accidents without exploring less invasive treatments, with American Transit citing New York's 1974 no-fault law as contributing to widespread insurance fraud.
So how exactly does an orthopedic surgeon allegedly orchestrate a $450 million scheme right under everyone's nose? The allegations paint a picture of a calculated system where patients, often victims of minor accidents, were allegedly ushered into a cycle of unnecessary treatments and surgeries. The lawsuit points to New York's 1974 no-fault laws, which, intended to streamline accident claims, instead became a fertile ground for alleged widespread insurance fraud. Dr. Hostin, according to the claims, was at the heart of this web, getting kickbacks for performing these procedures, essentially operating a surgical crime syndicate under the radar. It's not just about a few questionable bills. It's about a systematic defrauding of millions that could have gone towards actual patient care, or at least kept insurance premiums lower for honest people. This level of alleged corruption stretches far beyond a single practice. It suggests a deep rot in certain corners of the healthcare system, where profit becomes the sole motivation, eclipsing genuine medical need.
The View co-host Sunny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud. According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page Six, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influenced and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York. Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers. According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgeries.
But as the legal storm brews, all eyes are turning to Sunny herself. The woman who built her career on dissecting everyone else's moral failings, on lecturing America about systemic inequalities and failures, is now facing a glaring spotlight on her own backyard. She's famously opinionated, never shying away from confrontation on The View, holding politicians' feet to the fire, and calling out what she perceives as injustice. Yet, when it comes to her husband's alleged fraudulent activities, she's gone oddly silent. It's like she's waiting for the courtroom drama to resolve itself while she practices her surprised face for when the news finally breaks. This radio silence, this avoidance, feels entirely out of character for someone so vocally committed to transparency. You'd think she'd at least know what to do when scandal hits so close to home, but her reaction seems to be a desperate hope that this will somehow stay in the realm of a private family matter. But let's be real. When your husband's name is dropped in one of the biggest racketeering cases New York has ever seen, no amount of silent contemplation or "don't ask me about it" answers is going to make this disappear. The irony is so thick you could slice it with a scalpel.
You always say it's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the kickbacks.
And here's where it gets even crazier. This isn't just about one rogue doctor. The lawsuit is a massive web of alleged corruption, snaring not only Dr. Hostin, but also other doctors, entire medical practices, and even hospitals. It's like the mafia decided to take a vacation from robbing banks and opened a healthcare racket instead. The plaintiffs claim they were swindled out of millions, paying for surgeries that were either never performed or completely unnecessary. This isn't just about individual alleged greed, it's about a potential systemic breakdown where the very institutions meant to heal are allegedly complicit in a colossal fraud. It paints a chilling picture of how profit can twist the purpose of medicine, turning what should be a sacred trust into a cash cow for criminals. The scale of this alleged operation is truly mind-boggling, hinting at a vast, coordinated effort to exploit vulnerable patients and insurance companies.
Guys, this is why we need to seriously have a long, lengthy conversation about healthcare in the United States of America. This is basically it. So Sunny Hostin's husband was basically charged with insurance fraud. What he was doing was doing like fraudulent surgeries and then overcharging the insurance companies for them. This is what this is. So now, of course, he's now being named along with about 200 other individuals in a federal RICO charge case, guys.
Of course, every dramatic accusation has a counterpunch, and Dr. Hostin's legal team, led by high-profile attorney Mark Garagos, wasted no time denying the allegations. They're calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits. It's a classic lawyer move. When you're caught with your pants down, blame it on the accuser. Oh, so you're accusing my client of fraud? Well, maybe you're the real crook. This defense strategy is as old as time, and honestly, it's kind of hilarious to watch in action. But while the legal back and forth unfolds, the clock is ticking, and the public perception of both Dr. Hostin and, by extension, Sunny, is taking a serious hit. Whether these accusations are proven true or not, the shadow they cast is long and dark, threatening to unravel careers and reputations built over decades. The sheer audacity of the claims against Dr. Hostin is staggering, prompting questions about how such an alleged scheme could have operated for so long without detection, raising even more doubts about the oversight within the medical and insurance industries.
I've been waiting my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host Sunny Hostin has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury? Roll it, Nick.
You know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband.
Last week, we learned that Sonny's husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, was named in a lawsuit filed by American Transit Insurance Company. He's one of 200 people named in this lawsuit, and they are accusing him of filing fraudulent insurance claims and also getting kickbacks from them. And it's a very serious crime. In fact, it's one of the largest, if not the largest, RICO case in New York's history. And they're seeking $450 million. And Sonny and her husband, they are fighting back. They've hired legal eagle Mark Garagos to help them fight this case.
But with allegations of this magnitude, the drama is far from over. What's next for Dr. Hostin? Will he somehow waltz out of this mess with a shiny new medical degree and a clean conscience? Or is this the beginning of a truly epic downfall, the kind that makes you wonder if he'll be writing his memoir from the inside of a courtroom rather than a surgery room? The suspense is practically unbearable. One moment, he could be celebrating a legal victory, and the next, bam, a new twist in the case could leave us all wondering, wait, what? Each day that passes, more details emerge, turning the whole situation into a real-life soap opera, more thrilling than any scripted drama. As for Sonny, she's not exactly in the clear either. Her public image, meticulously crafted over years, is now intrinsically linked to this scandal. How will she address it, if at all? Will her silence be seen as complicity or simply discretion?
Anna went in a different direction. But I love the fact that, you know, Manny is younger and he's
How much younger is he?
Just a little bit.
He's like 1 year, isn't he? Like a month or a year or 10 years?
No,
5 years.
It's more than a year.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not about me. I think.
Oh, no.
I think that it's very helpful that he's handy, and when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He
Exactly.
throws the garbage out.
Right.
He does the heavy stuff.
Giuliani shook the tree and a bunch of mobsters fell out, right? This is big stuff. And so, and thank you for bringing that video. It sure is ironic that she's up there. So, but if she didn't really know what was going on, right, which is what she's probably going to say later, oh, I had no idea what my husband and his associates were doing. We'll wait and see what that is. But I think it's pretty freaking ironic.
Yeah.
I have a totally different perspective on this. I don't really know what happened with this. The facts will come out. What I have a problem with is the core of who this woman is. Unlike you, I don't watch The View, bro. All I do is see clips. I know you
It's
do.
just like
Twice
my
a
favorite.
day.
Here's all I hear from her. America's violent. America's racist. America's bad. Okay. I challenge you, Sonny. And this is Constantine Kissin actually was saying something about this. Find me a country that's not racist.
This isn't just a scandal. It's a potential expose of how deeply flawed the healthcare system truly is, where profit allegedly reigns supreme and patient care is a distant second. Is this the world we want to live in, where doctors are more interested in lining their pockets than actually helping people? If the allegations hold, it shows how corrupt the entire system can become, from alleged greedy practitioners to insurance companies often seen as too eager to deny legitimate claims. This case is shaping up to be a high-drama, twist-filled season of your favorite courtroom show, except, you know, it's real. And let's face it, real life always has a way of being far more unpredictable and even more outlandish than anything writers could cook up. It leaves us pondering the fragile trust placed in medical professionals and the very real consequences when that trust is allegedly shattered for personal gain. Sonny Hostin might have thought she had her life figured out, but now she's caught in one of the most absurd scandals in TV history, and all she can do is keep quiet, pray the court case ends quickly, and hope she doesn't have to sell her view seat just to pay off the bills. What does this mean for trust, for healthcare, for the very public figures we put on pedestals? The final act is yet to be written, and frankly, we can't look away.